Hello, my loves. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, you guys. Hello, how are you today? Let's come together and let's do this thing today. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's get real, okay? Let's go, let's go. Hello, 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 guys. How are you? How are you? How are you today? Hello, hello. Hello, guys. How are you doing? It's Saturday yet again, and this has been a week. My goodness, this has been a week. But nevertheless, we are here. I am here, and let's talk about it. Let's continue the conversation from last week. Last week was absolutely awesome. You guys really, really loved that topic, and I really got a great response from last week. Like, people were hitting me in my inbox, all kind of stuff. Like, you guys like really wanted to talk about that. So we will definitely keep that conversation going. But thinking about, this week alone with the killing of the young man, and my brain gets me, so I cannot say his name. I don't want to get it wrong. So it's been so much going on. So with the young man that was killed by the police officers, which have incited all of these protests and rioting and stuff, and I really didn't know if I wanted to really do a video, and if I did, what would I talk about? Like, people are hurting, people are upset. It's a lot going on. Like, we don't understand. We're over it. We're tired. We don't want to live like this. We don't want to keep seeing this. And it's like, what can I say and what can I do? In the midst of that, because I don't want to take away from that. I don't want to act like it's not happening and keep going like it doesn't matter. I don't want to do that. So, in the midst of this all, it made me think, from the topic from last week when I was talking about how, we can treat our men and how we throw our men under the bus, and we just kind of let them take the blame for everything in relationships, and we kind of just look over them and make them seem like they're the ones that's always wrong and not, doing what they need to do and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like a very unfair disadvantage that they have. So when this happened, it was kind of like, wow. And on top of that, we are all rah-rah, and we all like getting upset and all this kind of stuff. And I was just thinking, how many times have our men gone out here in these streets and they are getting treated wrong, and they're being abused, or they're being mishandled, and they're being talked to any kind of way, but they left a home like that. They left a home from with a woman or from with anyone, that talked down to them and made them feel some type of way. So when they go out here into this world, then they are taking what they have from home out here in this world, and they expect other people to look at them the same way. And not saying that this is, in this case, is a whole different case. I'm not saying this is what happened with this man or whatever. I'm just saying this is what my thinking was going to, because number one, I didn't watch the video. I can't watch anything like that, because at the end of the day, I am too freaking sensitive for that, and I probably would have been up all night, and I probably would have been losing my mind, and I don't have time for that. I like to be in my field of flowers. If anybody knows me, I like to be, that's why I call my peace. And when I see certain images and when I hear certain things, it sends me, I am very sensitive, so I try to stay away, but I can't ignore what everyone is saying and what has been done. And I can't ignore the need for us to band together. I can't ignore the need for us to uplift the man, especially the black man. I cannot ignore how we need to not only go to rally for them, not only riot for them, not only protest for them, but we need to go to bat for them every single day of their lives. Every single day we need to stand up for them. Every single day we need to let people know who they are. Every single day we have to let them know who they are, because at the end of the day, the world is against them. The world is against our men. across the board. The world is against our men. The enemy is against our men. That's why in the word, when they went to find the male child to kill them all, and when anything is happening in the world, the man is attacked. And when something goes down, the man is mishandled. They go after the man, and they go after the women and children to affect the man. It all boils down to the man. It all boils down to them trying to take the man out. So we as women, and we as people, we as fellow African Americans or whatever, we have to stand up for our men. We have to stand in the gap for them. Not only pray for them, not only go off on people about them, but we got to be able to speak life into them every single day, every time we can get it. Anytime we can, we need to speak life into our men. We cannot shove them out into this world and make them feel like they got to carry it all on their shoulders because they're a man. For us to be so nurturing, for us to be so amazing, and we're supposed to be the helpmate, we send our men out into this world at a disadvantage. Point blank. So I hear, all, the people going in about what's happening, and not only with him, but other black men. But what about every day? Let's not wait till something happens to our men to stand up. Let's not wait till something happens in our communities for us to be going out at people about our men. We have to stand up for them at all costs. So we have to first remember that their feelings matter. A lot of times women and people in general are trained to make men feel like their feelings don't matter, and to feel like they're soft, or they are a punk, or they're not being man enough or whatever if they're expressing their feelings, or if they feel some type of way. And we attack those things, and people attack the very thing that they're being vulnerable with, and make the man feel like he can't trust anyone with his feelings and his emotions. So yes, he's walking around as if he's the big bad dog. Yes, he's walking around with a straight face. Yes, he's walking around not talking. Yes, he's walking around as if he has nothing going on in his life, because you make him feel like that. If you don't make it comfortable enough for him to come to you, to talk to you about things, then guess what he's going to do? He's going to bottle it up, and he's going to do something that's probably toxic. Or he's going to lean to someone else outside of you. And that's not what you want to do. You don't want your sons to go out here in these streets trying to find love somewhere else because you at home and you won't listen to their emotions, and you make them feel like they soft because they crying, or you make them feel like they soft because they're expressing their emotions. That's not okay. That is not fair. So we have to be very mindful when we're dealing with these men, because they depend on us. They depend on us women to be there for them. They depend on us women to make sure that, they are good, not just in the bed, not just in the kitchen. We have to make sure our men are good at all ways and all costs. And I'm not saying that all men are good. No, there are some men out there that are trash. There are. But the narrative cannot always be they are trash. The narrative can't always be that they are thugs. The narrative can't always be that they're no good. The narrative cannot always be that they are sorry. That cannot always be the narrative. And then we get upset when the people on the outside treat them as how we talk about them. We talk about them like they're nothing. We talk about them like they're trash. And then when they go out to this world and the world treats them that way, now we're upset. But what have you been saying to him at home? What have you been telling him when you laying next to him? What have you done to support him? You have to think about what you have done at home first before you try to point fingers at anybody else. We get so caught up in blaming other people for what's going on. But at the end of the day, if you're married to a man, if you are a parent to a man, if you are a sibling to a man, it is your duty to make sure that that man knows that he is worthy. Us women, we all about our empowerment. we all about, oh, we got to make sure that we're strong, and yes, that is true, because we have been on the back burner for years. We have been looked over for years. We have. I'm not taking that away from you guys, but I'm always rah for women. So anybody that knows me knows I'm down for the women all day. But we have to point out some things for these men. We have to be able, especially if we're raising men, especially if we're married to men. If you have a man in your life, you have to make sure that they know at the end of the day, mama got you, your wife got you, your sister got you. At the end of the day, I don't give a darn what nobody say. I don't care what nobody feel. I got you. I got your back. Yes, you've made mistakes. Yes, you have done wrong, but I got your back. And I'm not going to make you feel bad. If you come and you want to cry on my shoulder, if you come and you're having a weak moment, if you come and you're down and out, if you come and you feel like the world is against you, I am here for you. I may not understand because I'm not getting treated that way. I may not understand because they're not pointing fingers at me. I may not understand because they're not talking about me like that. But at the end of the day, you got my support. Point blank. And not just when something is going wrong. You have my support every day, all day. I am here for you. You listen. I am here for you all the time. Yes, I'm gonna correct you when you're wrong. I'm gonna check you when you out of pocket. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make you feel small, and I'm not gonna make you feel irrelevant. And then I'm mad when somebody else says something to you or does something to you. No, you have to first, just like with your children, any child, male or female, you have to let your children know first from you that they're worthy. First from you that they're somebody that is amazing and all these things. They have to learn that from you first, because when they go out into this world, the world don't care anything about them. The world doesn't care anything about our men, doesn't even care anything especially about our black men. They don't care. So we have to make them feel like they're cared for, so they know at the end of the day, you may not be here for me, but my wife is. At the end of the day, you may not like me, but my mama loves me. At the end of the day, you may not be here with me, but my sister got my back. Point blank. We leave these men so unguarded because we feel like they're supposed to have it together. They're supposed to be able to be strong enough to deal with it. They're supposed to be able to get it and do it. They're supposed to go out here and they're supposed to make the money, and they're supposed to be able to be strong. They go out there and hunt the beast down and bring the beast home. You cannot expect all of these things from this man, and you're not giving him the support that he needs. These men need our support. So allow them, when they're expressing their feelings and stuff, allow them to express it and allow them to release their feelings in any way possible that they can, as long as it's not toxic. Listen, I had to learn something about my husband. My husband has these moments where he has to be just by himself, just him. Now, at first, I used to have a problem with it. At first, I used to be like, nah, you mean to tell me you don't want to spend time with me? You don't want to always be around me? You got to go and take a moment away from me? Like, I was getting offended. I was just like, are you serious? Like, you got to take time away from me? You got to go into a whole nother room in the house? You can't sit in here with me? Like, because I can sit up under you all day. But see, my husband is built differently. My husband has to have a time to himself to where he can breathe and just have a moment and just reflect and just to think about some things. And that's what he needs to do. So I had to respect that, and I had to not make it about me. Women, we gotta stop making everything about us. There's something I heard, and listen, I love Reba, y'all. So I'm finna quote Reba, because I love Reba, and if you don't watch Reba, it's a problem with you and not me, because I love her. I love everything about her. But they got it on Hulu, right? But I had been watched it, but I'm rewatching it on Hulu. So there's something on there that they say in one episode that they're like, and I may get it wrong because I don't really remember, but there are many moons and many galaxies, and there's one point, and that point is not you. It's not always about you. Stop making everything about you. Stop making this man feel like he can't say stuff to you because you're going to turn it around as if it's a reflection on how he feels about you. No, ma'am. It's not always about you. No, ma'am. That's not what he's saying. No, ma'am. It's not like that. You got to stop creating these scenarios in your mind that this man feels this type of way about you because he expressed something to you. And because it sounds foreign to you, because you're not used to a man expressing their feelings like that. So now you're going against the man and you're attacking him and you're saying he's attacking you. No, no, ma'am. Let's turn this around and let's reflect. Let's reflect and let's point the finger at ourselves. Sometimes our mind go to places that the man not even, like my husband, even still to this day, he'll look at me and I say something. He'll be like, how did you even get that? That isn't even what I was saying. But because of whatever insecurity I have, because of however I'm feeling, because of how I see some stuff, I automatically believe that you feel like that and you see it like that because of what you have said, because I have twisted and turned what you have said into how I feel. And that is not what it is. That is not how you operate. That is not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to make sure that you understand what he's trying to express. Do not put your own feelings on there. Do not put the way that you see stuff on there. Change your perspective, change your lens, and maybe you will have a better relationship with your man or your son if you're able to look past the fact that they are men. Because sometimes we don't even look past the fact that they're a man. We just like, oh, you're a man and it ain't even that serious and you think like this and you feel like that because you strong enough and you this and you that. No. There are some sensitive men out there. There are. There's some sensitive men out there and you got to be able to handle that. And if you can't handle that, just like we say, if a man can't handle me, then he need to let me know. Oh, okay, well, you need to let that man know if you can't handle him. Be real. Sateria. It's not my preacher voice. You sound like Precious. Oh my gosh. But you got to understand, if you can't handle that man, let that man know. Hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. People will respect you more for your honesty than for you to sit there and tear them down to make yourself feel good. That's not the way to go, sis. That's not the way to go, baby. Don't do it like that. Because then you start to chip away at this man and his image and his heart and his soul. You start to chip away at his ego. Like, I'm literally like about to cry because I just think about all the conversations that I have with men and the stuff that I've even done to men, the stuff I've even said, how I viewed them. It sucks so bad. Even with this whole Me Too movement and Time's Up and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Call them out. Prosecute them, all that kind of stuff. But let's not throw all men to the doghouse because of a few men. Let's not do that. Let's not put them all in one box because of what a few men have done. Let's not do that. We have to look at people as individuals. We have to look at people as, hey, you are you and they are who they are at point blank. I have never subscribed to the thing that all men are dogs. I have never, even though I have been done absolutely wrong by men, even though my dad didn't raise me, even though I didn't have a great relationship with my stepdad, even though my ex-husband dogged me out, even though other men had treated me wrong, I have never subscribed to the idea that all men are dogs, because they're not. They're not. I know some amazing men, and really, let's say, God out is truth, I get along with these men a lot more than women. My husband tell me all the time, it's because you can't stand yourself. He might be right, because we have some of the same characteristics. So the stuff that probably get on his nerves about me, get on my nerves about other women. I just be like, oh my God, over it. But that's just how it is. But I have never subscribed to that, because I know at the end of the day, everybody is an individual and everybody has their own way of doing stuff and seeing stuff. And it just depends on how you approach them. It depends on how you talk to them. It depends on how you relate to them. You cannot just be coming at somebody crazy and think they're just going to take it. Listen, if you're not going to take it, Don't expect that man to take it. I think I said that last time. Like, I just really don't understand how we feel like we could just say and do stuff, and then when the man says and does stuff, we just fall apart. Oh my God, he has mentally abused me. Oh my God, he has just done so wrong. Like, we go to this victim mentality, but let that man come and say what you done said to him and did to him. People gonna tell him, well, you need to buck up. You need to just do better. You need to. Why? Why do we... Listen, I'm not raising my son like that. Me and David have conversations all the time about that. Like, no, I'm not raising my son like that. My son can express his emotions, and my son can tell your little daughters where they can go. Now, don't disrespect her and don't put your hands on her. But he can tell you that, and he has his right, because he is a human being just like you. And you cannot think that you are more worthy than somebody else, that you can say what you want to say and do what you want to do, and then they just got to take it. No, that's not okay. That's not right. Is that what you teaching your kids? That we talk all day about what people are teaching their children. What are you teaching your kids? Are you telling your kids to disrespect people's feelings because they're male or female? Are you telling somebody that a man does not matter because he's a man and he can handle it? That's what he built for? That's what we say. Oh, he built for that. He all right. No. He just doesn't express it like you do. So we got to be careful. We got to be better than that. And we got to protect them. We got to protect our men. Society is so against our men, like I keep saying. And it's like we don't have a lot to say in a positive manner when it comes to our men. Like, we don't. Like I said, we throw them out there. We call them dogs. We say they nasty, they lazy, they low down, dirty, all this stuff. You know, what is it? What kind of positive narrative are we putting out there for the world to view our men differently, so they don't view them like animals? And yes, it's not our job. Yes, I know y'all don't come for me, all that stuff. I understand everybody have their own way of seeing stuff and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if we gonna hold somebody else accountable, we gotta hold ourselves accountable first. We got to. Yes, you may not kill somebody or put your hands on somebody, but you know, when they used to say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, that was a whole lie. But listen to that. That is something that we have recited our whole childhood, and that has been embedded into our brains, embedded into our hearts, and embedded into our spirits. And now we believe that thing. So whenever we try to express our feelings, we are supposed to go to words would never hurt me. No, words hurt. I've been hurt more by words than I have been in any fight that I've been in. I've been hurt more by words than anything else that anybody could do to me. We have to unlearn a lot of stuff. We have to unlearn a lot of stuff that society has deemed normal. This stuff is not normal. This is why we have a lot of issues with mental health now. We have a lot of issues with people around here. They killing folk, killing themselves. The suicide rate was high before the shutdown. The murder rate was high before the shutdown. The mental health cases were high before the shutdown. We can't blame everything on that. It was already there. But especially in the Black community, we don't believe in mental health. So when you were going through, it was either go get your behind together, I'm going to beat your butt, or let's get this oil and let me pray for you, or nobody don't care. With those options, there's no wonder why we crazy. Now, I'm all here for prayer. Now, listen, if anybody know me, I will pray heaven down. I say it all the time. I will pray heaven down. Understand? And I believe that the Lord, I believe God can snatch away any issue that you have. But let me tell you something. If you got to keep going to the altar, if you got to keep getting oil put on you, if you got to keep praying about it, it ain't getting better, you better go find you somebody couch you could come lay on. And as we are talking about it, I am a life coach. I specialize in relationships, but I'm not limited to that. So you can see me and you check me out. Because at the end of the day, You don't want to lose your mind. You don't want to lose yourself in depression. You don't want to lose yourself in any of this stuff that can cause you to lose sight of who you are. You can lose sight of who you are. Do not lose sight. So we got to help our men not lose sight of who they are while they're looking at this. So listen, when I listen to my husband talk about this stuff, when he talks about the brutality and he talks about the offenses of the police against black men and the stuff that he's gone through, you know, with police officers and stuff like that, with people already making him seem like he's guilty, and already they are putting him in this box. When I hear him talk about this stuff, because when this happened with I'm sorry, his name, I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, commercial. When this happened with the guy, it's George Floyd, right? Y'all correct me. Don't have me messed up. When this happened with him and any other man, with Aubrey, when that happened with him a couple of weeks ago or whatever, and any other man, my god brother, he wasn't killed by a police officer or white people, but still he was killed by gun violence years ago. When I think about him dying from gun violence, and I immediately, when I hear a case like this, go to my children, my son, and my husband, and I started thinking about one day, like, you sitting at home, like these families, you're sitting at home, you saw your loved one leave 1 minute, and in the next minute they weren't back, and then you see all of the news and stuff, and then you have to see these videos, and you have to see what people are saying about what happened to your loved one. My heart absolutely breaks for them. My heart absolutely weeps for them, because to know that people can think of your loved one, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't had emotion. I ain't cried all week, Lord. I've been fine all week. But to think about somebody, and from what I have seen, the little clips, because I can't watch the whole thing. I'm not going to sit there and watch the whole thing. When it comes across my screen, I go out of it real quick. But to see the look on the officer's face, when he's doing what he's doing, as if it's nonchalant, as if he's some animal you just slain. It's just like, how can somebody in the world be okay with that stuff? It breaks my heart. And I always think about my husband and my son and my brother. I always think about them, because I'm like, they just go out here, and my brother and my husband are law-abiding citizens. My son, he's an innocent child. They just go out into this world just to live life, and they got to worry about somebody coming up to them and already accusing them of being something that they're not. And then people calling all these men, these people out here in the streets, thugs and all this other kind of stuff. Like, why is that the first thing we go to? Why do we have to be negative? Why don't we go to, let me pray for them, they are hurting. Let me look deeper than this, because it's not about them being thugs, because all of them are not thugs. I'm sorry. All the people I saw in that street, all the people I saw on the news and stuff, all of them are not thugs. They are tired. They are sick of it. So for us to go first to a negative language when it comes to our black men, we have to be careful. So like I'm saying, they're going out here to this world. When they're at home with you, you got to make sure you build them up as much as possible. You got to make sure that you let them know that you got their back. We send our men out here unguarded too much, man. Their minds are unguarded. Their hearts are unguarded. Because we're selfish, and we make it all about us, and we make it about how we feel and how we see things. It's not always about you, boo. It's not. And if you're saying that you want to be married, and you're saying that you want to have children, you have to think about this kind of stuff. You have to approach stuff differently. You have to be different. You have to be different with yourself, because you can't give anything you don't have. Let me help you. All day we can talk. All day I can say this stuff to you. But if you don't feel a certain way about yourself, no, you're not going to be able to help that man. No, you're not going to be able to speak life into that man, because you can't even speak life into yourself. If you cannot uplift yourself, you can't help nobody else. So you don't need to be with anybody else. If you have not healed for some of the stuff that has happened in your life, you do not need to deal with any of these men. You do not need to have any children if you have not already dealt with your own stuff, if you have not already healed from that stuff and rectified that stuff. There's no need. Don't put that on somebody else. Don't make somebody subject to that. No, that's not okay. So we have to be very mindful and very careful of how we handle our men. Come on, serious, especially us ladies, and especially, fathers of sons and stuff like that. Y'all can be tough on these boys too. Now, I know I'm a little soft there. My husband tell me all the time, listen, us mothers of sons, I'm gonna say it, we need help. We need prayer. But at some point, at some extent, y'all be doing too much. I understand you want your son to be manly and hard and all that other kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that your son has feelings, and you don't want him to always have to go to a woman to express them. You, man, have to make it okay for your son to come to you and express some stuff, because my son can come to me, Michael can come to me and tell me stuff all day, and I can woo him and try to talk to him from a woman's perspective, but it's a lot of stuff I let Devin handle, because I don't know a lot of this stuff. Like, I haven't experienced this. I'm not a man, so I don't know. So it's only so much and so far I can go with him. So you, as a man, you have to be mindful and you have to be careful when you're handling your son. You got to. You got to pull that man back. You got to pull that strength back. You got to pull that exterior back. You got to pull all of that stuff back, man. Because we exert that stuff onto these boys, and then they grow up thinking they're soft because they express their feelings. They grow up thinking that they're soft because they don't want to do certain things or whatever, because you deem that as what a man should do. No, it's not okay. So, in honor of Mr. Floyd and all the other men in our lives and all the other men we have seen, and for all the men that we are connected to, in honor of them, we have to change our perspective, and we have to change how we respond to them, and we have to change how we handle them. We have to. And we have to teach the people around us to change how they handle them. You're not going to say anything to them. You're not going to say anything about it. Listen, my family will tell you, especially my brother, because y'all know my brother, he don't care nothing about what come out of his mouth. When he says certain stuff, I shut it out. Hey, that's not what we're going to say. We're not going to speak that. I'm real big about words. Or we're not going to speak that. Like, I would legit go off on them. Like, we're not going to say that. We're not going to speak that. Even though you may be joking, because my brother is a jokester. So, even though you may be joking, we're not putting that in the atmosphere about my child. We're not putting that in the atmosphere about my husband. We're not putting that in the atmosphere about anybody. We're not doing that. I shut that stuff down really quick, because you speak stuff and then you wonder why people turn out the way that they do. But that's what you've been calling them. You said they were going to be sorry. You said they were going to be nothing. You said they were going to do anything. You said that they were not about anything. So guess what? That's what they turned out being, because your words mean something. Change your language. Change your language. So I hope this was helpful. I am really, really hoping that everything works out. That like I said, I haven't really been following the story like that. I just kind of see what everybody posts and stuff, because I just can't, because I'm too sensitive for that. So I hope that, everything works out in this case and everything dies down and everything is okay. I hope everyone is safe and okay once all this kind of dies down, all the protesting and rallying and all that kind of stuff, the rioting. I pray that everyone is okay when all of this is over. I know we got a long way to go, and let me tell you, I wouldn't be out there. I'm not going to ever be out there. I promise you I won't ever be out there rioting, and don't ask me to come protest and rally. I'm just not doing it. I'm not that girl. I don't do it. But I will tell you this. Learn the law. get into some classes or something to learn the law and to get more educated on certain things and how to handle certain stuff, because at the end of the day, they treat us a lot of ways because of our education level and a lot of stuff that we don't know. You got to get behind the scenes, just like with anything. Say you doing a movie or something like that. The director and the producer get paid a lot of money behind the scenes. Some get paid more than the actor actually gets paid, because they're the face of it. But when you know the knowledge of something and you're behind the scene, you're more valuable, because the actor only knows the lines that you give them. They don't know how you put all this stuff together. They don't know how to construct this stuff. So they don't get probably the big bucks that the producer and the writers may get, because they're behind the scene. So learn some stuff behind the scene that you can use out here in public to help laws get changed, to help how things are handled, to help people change their minds about stuff. Just get in the books, learn some stuff. I, again, am not that shit. I'm not trying to be nobody's lawyer, doctor, none of that stuff. It's some people that are out there and they are assigned to do that. They are anointed and called to do so. So we're going to let them do that. But just think about that. Learn some stuff about the judicial system. Lord, help my words. Learn some stuff about all of that stuff. You know, learn about your history and all of that. Get some knowledge behind a lot of this stuff, because I even we talked about this last time on my Talks with Toya. If you missed that, go check it out on Instagram, when I was talking to Tamara about cancer and how her twin, died from cancer, whatever. When you go to the doctor, you have to talk to these doctors as if you know something. You can't just go in there and just be saying stuff all off the top of your head, and you have to press these doctors, because they will tell you stuff and they will send you away, and you feel worse than when you were there, and then you end up dying because they did not look into certain stuff. You have to press these people and be educated about some stuff, because they treat us a certain kind of way when we are not educated. And even if you didn't go to school for it, act like you did. Oh, because when I was Googling, and you ain't got to tell me you was Googling, but because I know this does this and this. Talk to them people like you got some sense, okay? So they won't be trying you. But anywho, that's my advice about that or whatever. But again, I hope that everybody learns something from this and everybody is better from this. And I'm praying protection over all of our men and our boys and our black families and all that. I'm praying protection over you guys, and praying that you guys will continue to go through life safe. And I pray that you guys can go through life without being in fear. I don't want you in fear. I don't want you scared to walk the streets. I don't want you scared to go out your door. So I love you guys, and thank you for joining me. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Make sure you share. Make sure you share. Make sure you share. And make sure you get your people to follow me and all that kind of stuff. And my YouTube channel is Latoya Shante. Go on there as well. This video will be uploaded later on there. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload. So, yeah. Thank you, baby mama. Appreciate it. So that is all for me today. Goodbye, my love.